I mean, if you talk about one-to-one campaigns and the full breadth of content, the direct sales model is already in place at Mini, and then it is about to start at BMW. So I think the operating model you described, you created the European, where it also will apply, right? For BMW Group, it will apply in the European area. How do you see being well prepared, and what is most important for you in that shift now from a wholesale model to a direct, where the retailer is still important, but he has another role?
Yeah, and when the retailer, Jonas, takes another role, it also means BMW has to take another role, which is a little bit then that very role of the retailer. So my ideal scenario is that we have the European marketing machine also then for the BMW brand, because you said it, Mini is already in the direct sales model today, up and running, because then we will be more of a retailer than what we are today as a company. And we look at the moment, for example, on the back of the Mini brand into what we call sales campaign or urgency campaigns, something that normally a dealer, a retailer would do to get rid and to sell the cars on the parking lot in front of the dealer's store. And that is then something that the brand, in this case BMW, has to do. And we have to make sure that the very best salesy campaigns that create sense of urgency in the mind of the customers will be in market. And that's again something that cannot be tested by every country, because we believe now that what runs in one market very well most likely will also resonate in the other markets, and we can scale it up. And that's the beauty of the approach in Europe when it comes to marketing, especially in the digital space.
Yeah, and I think as you said, right, the shift of roles, an OEM has to become a dealer,
Yep.
and the dealer also has to collaborate and be not just an agent, but really be a collaborative agent, and they both have to fulfill. Now we see a lot of Chinese competitors in China, of course, it's a different game, China in China, but also Chinese entering or trying to enter Europe, and they have to also learn their lessons learned. So it's not an easy one to get at that certain level where BMW has grown for decades. So what do you see with that shift in the sales model, with the shift of maybe new competitors, but what is the strengths of BMW with the model, with the heritage, etc., to not only survive, but to prevail in this?
Yeah, the Chinese brands in Europe topic is the one, of course, that touches me the most. And because they, of course, have hurdles to go, for example, in the US because of tariffs, a lot of attention from Chinese manufacturers on the European market, a lot of pressure. Now we can say, and I talked about it earlier a bit, we have a beautiful heritage as a BMW brand. We love to, and we do celebrate it here and there. For me, it's about the doses, about how much do you live in your past and how much are you creating desirability by talking about what the beauty of the future looks like. And here we have to find the right doses. And even when you launch a new car, you can make the point that this is perhaps your fifth or your sixth generation of a certain product, but you don't overstretch it, because legacy brings trust, and that's the component that we have. 110 years of trust with happy consumers, customers, fans, and drivers. And that's something that simply the Chinese manufacturers do not have, because they cannot have it, because they have very, very juvenile brands, and they have to work on the brand profile, the brand awareness, the brand trust. And that's something that we bring to the party already today. And this is something that we have to stress, because that's something that creates this so often mentioned competitive advantage. And that's something that is really close to my heart. But I also am also often warning my colleagues that only heritage, or overstretching it, has also the component of being dated here and there. So you have to be very, very careful. And that's why the marketing job, we talk about digital a lot today, Jonas, but there's also people in the building behind me that work on the development of the brand BMW to make sure we celebrate legacy, but we are future-proof. And then it becomes a very, very powerful combination.
Perfect. And Uwe, thanks for all these details in technology, operating model, agency as a partner.